guys, so we are doing a 2-night, 3-day hike. It's Easter weekend, so we're doing a bit longer one. Starting at, is it, I think Mangatoetoe Valley. So we're going up past that hut, and then they've all got Maori names I can't pronounce. And then the last one's Washpool Hut, and we're going up to the campsite over there. And then coming back down the road the last day, so it's quite 3 days. The sun's just coming up, it's pretty early in the morning. It's going to be cold in the morning, so the weather's, the seasons are definitely changing now for winter. And there's going to be a lot of river crossings on this one, so there's going to be a lot of wet feet, so we brought a lot of extra socks and stuff. And we brought our new tent with us, so we'll give that a try as well. It's the first river coming up, we've literally 50 metres in. Making our way up the river. There's a lot of like little river crossings, little stream crossings, and just wet feet the whole way up this section. We kind of expected it, so we brought lots of extra socks and stuff, and camp shoes and stuff, just in case we get wet shoes right before. I think a lot of the rivers are right before the huts. We're not tending to stay in the huts. We brought our own tent, but we're going to probably get wet feet right before where we're camping every night, so it's going to suck a bit. We got camp shoes, so we should be alright. So lots of opportunities to pick your route here. We're kind of just picking our way across the rocks. I think it's about 5k. I've actually done this route before as part of the Undulator trail running race. It's like 30k, something like that, 33k. We're doing the road section to get back to the car again, making a loop out of it, so it's going to be like 52k or something over a couple of days. But it's not, I mean, the distance is not crazy, but it's quite physical, very slow going. And I know there's sections coming up where you're going down the river on boulders and stuff, so it's going to be quite an adventure. I'll try and film as much as I can. I've got to go across the river again. Yeah, just coming into a Mangatoetoe hut. It's the first hut on this route. The navigation up the river there was a little bit sketchy, but we managed to follow some cairns and the odd markers, human-made markers, which helped a bit. It's a 6-bunk. It's actually pleasant inside. It's nicer inside than it looks from the outside, and you've got a proper fire. There's plenty more fun and games with the river later on. Well, in a minute actually, but at the moment we're out the river. It's kind of nice to have dry feet for a second. Just plodding along a nice meadowy bit here, just from the hut. And then I think there's some rock hopping, boulder hopping to come. It's hard because I remember it from when I did the race, but on the race I don't know how much we stuck to the official path and how much we were like forced to go up the kind of river for fun and games kind of thing. So I'm just trying to stick to the orange triangles as best I can at the moment. It's not too hard to navigate, but yeah, it's hard because like my memory of the race is kind of pulling me away from the path sometimes. Just bushwhacking a bit, following the path. I'm pretty sure we're on the official path, but it's hard to say because there's an orange marker there. They're not that close together here, the orange markers I mean. The people who are abroad, onga tree nettle in New Zealand is like, it's like stinging nettle but on steroids. If it stings you it can hurt for like a day or two, and it's yeah, it's not fun. Patches of it. I'll show you one if I see one. I just stepped over a whole bunch of it there. Managed to avoid it. I've been stung by it before, and it's no fun. I believe that's onga. Not fun stuff. If you're running the Undulator race, this is a start of the first undulation when you just leave the river. It's pretty steep, especially with a backpack.
That's steep.
I think we just finished the first undulation. There's a pretty steep on the way up there, pretty slippy. A couple of like slips and stuff we had to get around the top of. Just keep pushing on. It's a nice bit of forest here though. I got stung by onger on the leg. So we'll fill that for the next day or two. Right on the ankle, just brushed past some. Where she is. Here she comes. This is one of those times I wish it came out on GoPro, but the downs are just as steep as the up. I'm just holding on to this tree so I don't fall down the hill. Beautiful view. We're still probably 150 meters above the river, and it's literally just there, like right next to us. Just took a bunch more onger to the elbow. Fortunately, elbow doesn't have a whole bunch of nerves in it, so it's not too bad. But this is the one time we forgot anthosan, the antihistamine stuff, you know. So this is the one time we haven't got anything to treat it with, so it's stinging like a pig. Right, just trying to pick our way down this river now. It's all like to the river and then to the boulders and a little tiny path down the side and then back up the river again. So this is pretty slow going, to be honest, this section. So it's pretty technical, this route. I just took a trip in a fall. I'll show you. I got a little cut up on that leg, and I got cut up on this leg. Yeah, it's not the best. It hurts as much as it looks, but it's like spraining my ankle as well. Just trying to walk it off at the moment, which is fine. It's not bleeding too heavily. I think it's just shallow graze, but yeah, smarted a bit. I fell on the rocks, tripped up on the riverbed. Anyway, we're almost at the hut, and then lunchtime, and I can get it seen to, and it's kind of nice crossing the river because I can put my ankle in the water, which kind of soothes it a little bit. And we're still mobile. That's all that matters. We are carrying quite a lot of safety gear, so we'll be all right. Kawa hut. It's all going a bit wrong at the moment. We're behind time. Sun's starting to go down because it's coming into winter. It gets dark a little bit earlier, so trying to decide if we push on or stay here. I don't really fancy pushing through the bush at night because this has been quite a sketchy route, so we're probably going to camp here and then change the plans up for tomorrow, but we're not 100% certain yet. So we're going to have lunch, a late lunch, because we've pushed on. We haven't eaten anything, so we'll see. Might be getting a little bit dark for the GoPro now, but it's only like half three. Yeah. We're just pushing on from that last hut. We're going to try and make it to the one we intended. It's apparently only another three or so K, and because I've done this route before, I know it gets a little bit easier to walk. We got one big up and over to do to get there, but we realise, based on our pace, it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and we've got about 2.5 hours, 3 hours of daylight. It's going to be tight. We got head torches, but we should be all right. I just don't fancy navigating this at night because every now and then there's been like a landslip or something, and it's been really sketchy. But most of the time it's not too bad. There's just been some like really sketchy bouldering moves, getting around the edge of the slips and stuff. So yeah, we're pushing on. As I said, this might be getting a bit dark for the GoPro. It's actually daylight at the moment. The sun's dropped behind the hills, but it's still fine. So I'll keep filming, but I don't know how much will come out. Still crossing rivers. We've got spare socks, we've got camp shoes as well, because we figured we might have cold feet and wet feet at the end of the day. So I got some Crocs with me. It should be all right to get our feet wet right at the end of the day. Got flannel to dry them and everything. So I do need to treat these wounds on my leg because, well, it's not great. It looks like a shark bite or a tiger scratch. Yeah, I'll tell you what, as well, scratching it on everything as I'm pushing through the undergrowth, really not fun. It's a knife edge section here. Jo's just trying to keep her balance on. She hasn't got the best balance, so just trying to focus. Yeah, you're right. You're doing great. This is what we call a high consequence section of a trail here. The thing is, I know GoPros make it look worse than it actually is. We've got the fisheye turned off as much as we can on this lens, but this is actually knife edge. It's maybe 4 foot across, maybe 5. It's pretty tight. Maybe 3 there. That's, you know, that's pretty 3 foot length. Oh, okay, I better stop filming and start concentrating. That's a big steep hill. I think this is undulation 2 on the undulator route. Man, we can hear so many deers. It must be like rutting season, whatever. It's definitely hunting season because we can hear the shots every now and then, but keep hearing them roaring. I just saw a deer a second ago just up the hill, like 10-15 meters away. Ran off. I wasn't sure if it was a stag or a doe. I didn't get time to see properly, but yeah, there's a lot of deer around here, and it's obviously hunting season with the shots and everything, so it's not ideal, but I didn't realise before we set off that it was season. Okay, we've still got orange triangles, so that's a good start. Just trying to get to this hut now and camp up and get these wounds treated and everything else. It's going to be a sight for sore eyes tonight, I tell you, to see that hut. We're both pretty exhausted now. So the light is all over the place, so at the moment here it's not too bad because we've got the sun, full sun, but it's just about to go behind the hills. So we're manically trying to get to this hut. We think it's about 600-700 meters away, but yeah, we're just trying to get there in time. It'll probably be dark by the time we get there because it's going to drop dark any minute now. We're trying to go without needing torches because finding the orange triangles is going to be difficult, so we're just trying to keep moving. Joe's absolutely exhausted. I'm pretty tired. Yeah, we're gonna might have to hike by torchlight if we're not careful. We've bit off a little bit too much here. This route just was real slow down the river because it took me like 7 and a bit hours when I ran it for the trail run to do the whole 30k. We've done like 16k today, and it's taken us like the whole day. So, you know, I figured it would take us twice as long, but it's taken us more than that. I don't know if it's because Joe's slowing us down or if because we just got big packs or whatever. But yeah, it's getting dark now. It's not too bad. I don't know how the GoPro will come out, but back in the trees now. Just keep pushing. We made it. Just in time we got here. Just as the sun's going down. That was a close one. Oh wow, this is dingy. This may not come out in the video. We're literally just going, we were going to tent. We're going to use the hut because we can break camp quicker in the morning. We can set up quicker now, and it will be a little bit warmer once we get cooking and stuff. There's no one else here at the moment, but they might turn up later. Early morning, maybe a bit dark for the GoPro still. It's not that dark, but GoPro's not good in low light. Yeah, we're just getting set up outside. There's sheepy. We're getting set up outside the hut because there's some other people in there. We didn't want to disturb them filming and getting ready to leave because they're not ready to go yet, themselves. So yeah, we're going to be off. We're heading into this forest and it's pitch black in there at the moment still, so we're kind of waiting for the sun to come up now instead of racing it like we were last night. We're just doing the third undulation. If you do the Undulator trail run, this is undulation 3 up from what's it called? Pararaki hut. Yeah, we're heading towards Washpool hut. So it's basically straight up, straight down, 5k section, 2.5 up, 2.5 down or so. And then from there we got one big climb to come. Yeah, that's today. It's just all hills today basically. Just come from there. And we've got to go up there somehow. There's a lot of windfall on it. So climbing over all of that. So far today, much easier going than yesterday. Still a lot of climbing, but it's much easier on the technique and it's not as technical. Oh, the downwards facing arrow. Yeah, straight on I think. Yeah, we're trying to follow these. It's not as bad as yesterday. There was at the end of yesterday there was a few sections where we couldn't even see the path on the ground. We were like bashing our way through the ferns to see where the path even was. And even if you saw the orange sign, we couldn't work out how to get to the orange sign. So it was a bit sketchy because the light was getting dark. We were getting worried about. We got to the hut in the end. We ended up just throwing everything in the hut, rushing dinner as fast as we could. Saved us the time of having to pitch the tent, and it was good because we could quicker getaway this morning, just in case this day turned out to be similar. So yeah, we're just plodding along now. Lots of hills today, just straight up, straight down. I have done this route before years ago on a run, so I kind of know what's coming, but there's a lot of windfall and stuff. Yeah, so we're just finished the top of undulation 3. There's one more to go after Washpool hut, but it's really windy up here, man. It's really windy. See why there's so much windfall. We're just trying to get down. This is going to be a steep down, so we're just making our poles longer to give us the best chance. Proving pretty difficult to actually film because it's so steep down. You kind of need both hands. Yeah, we're just heading down to Washpool hut still. And you know it's not. You know it's not good when the orange arrows turn into a PlayStation cheat code. Left, right, right, up, down, X button. Still making our way down. This is very, very loose, very slippy. It's very steep as well. I don't know if it's sharp on the GoPro, but it's very steep. It's, I don't know, 45 degrees maybe. Just come from down there, slippy. It's got like loose leaf litter on top, so you're just rolling on twigs and stuff. I'm going to get down on my butt to get down this next section. We got poles as well. I don't know how you do it without poles. This is ridiculous. This section is maybe 100 meters long, and we're literally skidding it down on our butts. Like, you can't even walk down this, we're just skidding down. And there's an orange arrow there, like this is definitely the right way. It's nuts. Made it to Washpool Hut. Having a quick snack before the last climb. Got another 10k to go today. Just leaving Washpool. Final climb now. I've done this one, goes on for a while. 10.5k to the Pinnacles campsite. It's pretty steep. We're just plodding our way up. At least it's got like a proper path. Navigation's not too hard on this section like it was last night. Piling on the height though. We've basically got to get as high as that ridge. Oh, I can't even know if you see it. Ridge up there. We're about 3/4 of the way up, something like that. Nearly at the top. We're running out of hill, so we've got to be nearly at the top. We came down off this one, down into this valley, all the way up this one. Steep sided, but we're almost at the top now. Sea's over there. That's the sea. So we got to walk out to the coast today, to the campsite. We've got about another 7 or 8k, but it's downhill for the last 5, so thank God. This is quite a lot of hills down to Washpool and back up again. It's just horrible. There's Josie, she's knackered, but we're doing good. Yeah, so that's the Wairapa Valley entrance to the Rongorongo's in the distance. We've got to get to the coast today, but it should get a lot easier in a minute. Because we're, well, I mean, the top of the hill's there, and it's downhill all the way along this ridge line. And then we drop right down into the Pinnacles, so it should be fine, yeah. Been a hard day, but we're getting there.
It's fun.
Yeah, fun. It's quite windy up here as well, but it's okay. Just coming off the last hill. We've actually got a little bit more climbing to do, and then we're going to be working our way down to the Pinnacles, but we're almost there. We're just getting to the end of the ridge line now. Still pretty steep, pretty slippy. If you do this route, you definitely want poles, 100%. I wouldn't even try this without poles, to be totally honest. It's so sketchy, even with them in a few places. Just going along the flat section of the ridge. Not quite at the long down yet towards the campsite, but we're getting there. It's slightly easing off at the moment, which is nice. It's a nice change for it to... It's just been straight up, straight down for the last like couple of hours. So this bit's a bit walkable. I mean, I've literally not been able to film for the last hour or so because I needed 2 hands with poles and stuff. It's just been so slippy, but it's getting better. Slowly opening up on us. Okay, we finally topped out. We're just on the way down. It's quite windy, you can probably hear. We're just going down a section that's a bit more open, much easier to walk. Should be all the way down to Pinnacles campsite now. This section is called Gorse Alley. Looks like the gorse is not too bad at the moment. I really don't fancy gorse at the moment either because my legs are all cut up, so we'll see. There is some gorse ahead, but I think they've streamed it back, so we'll see. Turn for the Pinnacles, big arrow, and the Pinnacles sign. I'm just going to head down towards the river at the Pinnacles now. I remember on the race there was a guy here handing out jet plane sweets, and I just physically could not eat any more sugar because I had it for the last like 7.5 hours of running or whatever. I was just done with it. The Pinnacles over there, we're just heading down the side of them towards the Pinnacles campsite. Campsite's down there somewhere, just on the back of that hill. We've got to work our way down there, down these steps. Nice day today. It's Easter weekend, so it's super busy. There's people all over the place, tourists and people out for the Easter weekend, so I'm hoping the campsite will have enough space for us, but hopefully we'll squeeze our tent in somewhere. Yeah, I've just pitched up. We're in the corner of the campsite where nobody else wants to be, which is ideal for us. So we're just pitched up. It's a little bit windy, but it's not too bad. We've just got a little space around here for cooking and stuff. Yeah, it's a busy campsite. It's Easter weekend, so it's pretty full. Little system set up here. We got this. Been using this thing to hang the water bottles on. So we're using these
You've got these CNOC bags. They're actually really cool. You get one CNOC bag here with dirty. This is 2 litre. Clean one here, 3 litre. I ordered 2, but they gave us a 3 litre, so whatever. And then you can put the soya filter between them here and like hang one up, so you just gravity filter it in. It's great, man. We did 6 litres while we were setting up the camp, which is much better than what we used to do by hand. Just drying out all the socks and shoes.
Packed up next morning. Got the tent away already. No one else is up yet. It's like 6:30, maybe 6:45. It was quite a busy night last night. There was a few people drinking and partying, going up and down the river shouting for their dog or something. Kept us awake. It's quite different from the night before, but yeah. So last day of walking today. We're going down to the coast and then left all the way down to the car. It's about 22k, 21k. So it's just a road walk today, but it should be along the coast with the beaches and stuff, which would be nice. Alright, just leaving the campsite now, heading across this road bridge. So it's a coastal walk today, and it's actually quite early. It's only like 7:30 we're setting off, so hopefully we'll get this 22k down. We've got to go right round the headland, right round to the next town over where we left the car. We're hoping that there's a place there that does chips and burgers, but we're not sure if it'll be open because it's Easter Sunday. But there's also a campsite there which is super busy with Easter campers, so we're hoping there's a chance of chips and a burger when we get to the finish, which is like, a car's like 1k beyond that town, so we'll see. We're about 5k done, 15 to go. Slowed down a bit. She was started strong, now she's getting slower. Getting a bit tired, I think. We're almost there. We're at 2.4k to the town, and then I promised her there's burgers and chips, but we're not sure if the burger and chip place is open today because it's Easter Sunday. So this may turn out to be fictitious burgers. I might be in trouble, but otherwise we're gonna load up on burgers and chips when we go through town. I say town, it's more like a village, but pitching putt, or hit around golf links, pitching putt, I don't know what they call it in New Zealand. We're just coming into town here where we're hopeful there's burgers. It's pretty windy, but it's not as bad as it probably sounds worse on the GoPro than it is. Still a nice day.
Get my seat.
Just coming into where we parked the car, the town, the next little town along. It's the start of this pass, that 3-day route. We're just going to go down the beach and enjoy the beach for a second, and then we'll head to the car. Last little bridge, and we're just going up this valley here. The car's in the distance. Alright, so the cars are just up here, and I think we're calling this one done. So this was, how much total? 48k total?
43.
43k total over 3 days. The first day was pretty full on, but it got easier. The second day was just normal walking, but all hills, lots of hills. Third day was lots of flat road along the beach, but it's a nice route. And I think we both had fun.